Hello, I'm Cherry Gregg.
And I'm Dan Koob. Coming up on Temple Update, President Barack Obama and former President Bill Clinton visited Temple in the wake of a heated midterm election season. We'll tell you more about their message to get out and vote.
SEPTA unveiled some of its newest cars at Suburban Station. We were there for the ribbon cutting and have the details on their new facilities.
And Temple football team hosted a special event this past weekend as they took on the Akron Zips.
All that and much more coming up later today on Temple Update.
This edition of Temple Update, Temple's campus gets a visit from the current and former president. Cherry and White pick a week off.
And handball for a good cause.
Hello, and thank you for electing to join us for this edition of Temple Update. I'm Dan Koob.
And I'm Cherry Gregg. Tuesday was a big election day for the GOP. With more information about the election results, here in Pennsylvania, here's Update's Lindsay Keeler.
There's a major shift that took place in Pennsylvania on election night in the Senate race between Democratic candidate Joe Sestak and Republican Pat Toomey. Sestak led in the early returns, but Toomey was able to swoop in late to take the election by 2 percentage points, 51 to 49. The race for governor also came down to the wire between Democrat Dan Honorato and Republican Tom Corbett. The Democrats again led early, but like Toomey, Corbett pulled ahead in the end by a wider margin, 54.5% to 45.5%. The Republicans overall were also the big winners nationwide. They gained 60 seats in the House, 6 seats in the Senate, and 8 more governors. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Lindsay Keeler.
In the last few days before the election, the Democrats brought their biggest names to Temple in a last-ditch effort to boost local candidates. President Obama spoke for more than 1,000 supporters in the Student Pavilion Saturday morning. Students and other supporters lined up hours in advance to listen to the president speak. He warned about the consequences if the Democrats lost control of the House or the Senate.
Unless each and every one of you turn out and get your friends to turn out and get your families to turn out, then we could fall short. And all the progress that we've made over the last couple of years can be rolled back.
To rally even more support for Democratic candidates, the Dems brought in yet another heavy hitter. Last Thursday, former President Bill Clinton was on Temple's campus. Updates Christina Leon has more.
1,000 students gathered at the Bell Tower to see former President Bill Clinton rally for Democratic senatorial candidate Joe Sestak. Clinton stressed the importance of the youth vote and urged students to actively involve themselves in the political process.
When you leave here, I want you to get on Facebook. I want you to get on YouTube. I want you to tell every young person you can reach in Pennsylvania and all across America about this.
Democrats rallied with the Temple community as a last effort to close the gaps in the polls and encourage young voters to make a difference on Election Day. Students packed around the Bell Tower to catch a glimpse of the former president and listen to his concerns about a Republican victory.
If Pat Toomey gets elected and if Tom Corbett gets elected, you're going to see massive budget cuts for education. So Temple may not get their full funding.
I just feel like it's very important for college and students to be able to go out and vote because we're the next generation. We should be the ones advocating the generation below us and the generation above us to go out and vote because these leaders are going to be the ones to make a difference because of us.
This visit to Temple University was Clinton's 115th campaign stop to help push the Democrats ahead in the polls. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Christina Leon.
Police arrested 21-year-old Richard Dodds for the alleged shooting of a 20-year-old man around Temple's main campus. The shooting took place outside of a Halloween party on the 2100 block of 17th Street between Diamond and Susquehanna. The victim was shot in the chest and taken to Temple Hospital, where he remains in critical condition.
The second annual Veterans Appreciation Day will be celebrated at Temple's Main and Ambler campuses on November 11th. A ceremony will take place at Founders Garden on main campus at 11 a.m., and veterans will be honored with a complimentary luncheon following the event. The deadline to RSVP is November 5th. Anyone interested in attending should contact the Temple University Veterans Committee. And well, since the cost of tuition has risen once again this fall, students and their families are looking to the federal government to help them out. Government subsidies and aid from schools help to keep student costs down. However, experts caution federal aid can only do so much, and higher tuition is likely unless state appropriations rebound or colleges drastically cut costs.
Temple students and faculty are encouraged to take part in the Fill the Vans with Cans food drive. The goal is to fill a van's cargo space with canned goods to be donated to the Philabundance Burks office. The van will be parked outside of the Student Center from November 8th to November 10th to accept donations.
SEPTA is undergoing some futuristic changes, starting with the release of the new regional rail cars. As the transportation company rolled out the new models, I was there to see if everything was on track. SEPTA unveiled their new fleet of regional rail cars at Suburban Station on October 29th, the Silverliner 5. The trains feature spacious interiors with individual seating, video screens, and digital panels that display travel information and service updates. SEPTA General Manager Joe Casey says it took quite a while getting the equipment operational.
6 or 7 years. It's a long process. You can't buy these rail cars off the shelf. You have to design them to meet our specifications, and we had engineers on site in Korea to make sure these cars meet our needs.
The 120-car fleet was purchased by SEPTA under a $274 million contract with the Korean-based company Hyundai Rotem USA. They'll replace 70 older rail cars that have been in service for 47 years, and passengers who were passing through had the chance to peek inside.
Oh, it's beautiful, it's modern, they look terrific, and as a regular SEPTA commuter, sometimes we get some pretty old equipment, sometimes things that look like they've been on the rails for about 50 years.
No, finally now it's alone in Philadelphia. I'm so happy.
I think many people have been looking forward to this for a long time and are really happy that we're starting to roll things out and get us moving into the next century.
SEPTA representatives say there is no planned rate increase for riders, and the company plans to have all the new Silverliner 5s up and running by the middle of 2011.
Philadelphia International Airport increased security efforts after recent bomb scares in Philadelphia, Newark, and Chicago. Passengers can expect longer delays due to increased security measures, such as more screening and patrol and the addition of advanced scanning equipment. Students should allow extra time when traveling this holiday season and plan for the possibility of longer lines at checkpoints. The Paley Library featured a special collection from two of Philadelphia's most important historical arts organizations, Main Point Music and the Middle Earth Books. During the 1960s and 70s, these venues brought acts like Bruce Springsteen, Joni Mitchell, and Patti Smith to Philadelphia. The collection showcased a signed manuscript of Smith's poems, among other things.
Still to come on Temple Update, the football team hosted more than just Akron at Lincoln Financial Field this past weekend.
And Improv invades Philadelphia. Temple's Update will be right back. Here with this week's health report is Isabel Garcia. Isabel, tell us more about how dangerous alcohol really is.
Thanks, Cherry. I will. A new study shows alcohol is more dangerous than illegal drugs. After evaluating a number of different substances, Britain's Center for Crime and Justice ruled alcohol as the most destructive to both an individual and society. Although heroin and crystal meth are the most lethal, experts say alcohol scored so high because of its commonality and devastating consequences. With flu season upon us, it is important to take extra health precautions. Researchers say that daily exercise will decrease your chance of getting hit with a cold. Jogging, swimming, and biking help boost white blood cells, which fight off viruses. It is suggested to get at least 20 minutes of aerobic exercise 5 days a week. A new DNA-based test can help detect early signs of colon cancer. Developed by Exact Sciences of Madison, Wisconsin, the test can catch cancers or precancerous tumors at an early curable stage, allowing doctors to remove them promptly. With this exam, doctors predict the amount of people affected by this disease will greatly decrease. Self-confidence can go a long way, but when exactly does it start to affect your well-being? A new study by Harris Healthcare reveals people perceive themselves as thinner and healthier than they truly are. 50% of people who are considered obese don't believe their weight is a problem, which experts say could be dangerous to their health. And, you know, it's really important to be aware that Americans do have this, you know, a serious health problem as a nation.
Luckily, it's never too late to lose all that weight.
Thanks, Isabel. Temple University's Handball Club hosted a tournament in support of breast cancer awareness. Updates Megan McNerney was there.
The Temple Handball Club held their first annual handball-a-thon in order to raise money for breast cancer awareness. While breast cancer was the main theme, the club also hoped to draw more attention to their organization.
We knew October is Breast Cancer Month, so we wanted to do something to raise money and also increase club membership, so we figured this would be a good promotional event to have.
A good cause, A, because we're raising money for like a good cause, obviously, and it's also good for the club because we're getting more girls out here and like getting like some promotional stuff done for the club because there's a lot of guys in the club and not a lot of girls.
This event really hit home for Daniel Mendoza, who participated due to his connection to the breast cancer cause.
Coming from a family that actually had the breast cancer come into our family and strike us, this is actually a pretty empowering thing, which I enjoy doing. So I told my mom about it. She loved the idea. She's not here personally, but she's supporting me nonetheless.
All proceeds of the handball-a-thon go to the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. Temple Handball is doing their part even outside of this event.
Our hot pink balls, that every time we buy one of these balls, it's another donation to that society.
With the help of these pink balls, the Temple Handball Club hopes to make this an annual event. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Megan McNerney.